Alright, this is pt02 again, and this is part 2 of the Master Grade Gundam Deathscythe EW review. And at the beginning of this part, I'm just going to go over Deathscythe's inner frame, which I actually think looks pretty nice. Now, I didn't go crazy detailing the inner frame like I do on some of my other kits. Basically, I just spray painted the whole thing and then went in with a few little details like black for the chest vents here, and then obviously green for the cameras and yellow for the forehead Vulcans, and then like black on the inside of the thrusters and a few other things. But I actually found a very nice color to use for this inner frame. I'm not sure how well it's showing up on camera, but it's kind of a brownish gray. It's called Anodized Bronze by Rust-Oleum. And I'd had my eye on it for a while, but I'd never actually got around to buying it, and I did for Deathscythe, and I'm actually glad, because I really love this color. Like I said, it's kind of a brownish gray, so it's a little bit unique, and I actually think I've seen the same exact color used on a lot of the fixed figuration figures for their joints and hands and what little inner frames they have. So I think I may be using this color a bit more in the future. Anyway, Deathscythe's inner frame is pretty simple, although it's very effective. All the articulation is pretty much the same as it is in with the armor attached. We get a inner frame for all the skirt armor parts, which is a nice add-on. We get inner frames for the feet, including the little spiky thing on the end of the toe, which is also nice. We even get an inner frame for the backpack, as you can see here, and an inner frame for the head, even though it looks like he has a green mohawk. But that piece originally would be clear, but it's green because of my painting. So anyway, a lot of you are probably going to be curious how Deathscythe's inner frame is compared to Wing Gundam's. So I have brought Master Grade Wing Gundam's inner frame, and my initial assessment is that while they are similar, they're a lot more different than I thought they were going to be. So I guess let's just start from the top and work our way down. Let's see, the inner frame for the head is different. The inner frame for the torso is, yeah, it's different. It's very similar. Like, I think the cockpit, the little spherical cockpit area we've got down here, kind of like on the Mark II, I think that's the same. I think the lower half of the torso is the same. The upper area, like your shoulders, is a bit different, and then obviously the chest and the cockpit hatch is different. I don't have Wing Gundam's backpack. I didn't bother taking the armor off of it, but obviously the backpacks are going to be different. The waist section is exactly the same, only they have different parts on the front and back in the center, and obviously all of the skirt armor is different. As far as the arms, the shoulder joint is the same. As far as the actual joint, this little piece that comes off the top of the shoulder joint is obviously different. The elbow joint is the same. Let's see, the lower arm is, yeah, it's different. It's completely different for both of them. And as I mentioned earlier, the hands are the same on both of these kits. Let's see, the hip joint, as far as the actual joint itself, is the same. The upper leg, while very similar, is actually different. Deathscythe has a sliding piston right here on the thigh, where Wing Gundam does not. Its piston is actually down inside the knee right here. The knee joint is different, obviously, because Deathscythe has this big minus mold right here, and Wing Gundam has to have those double joints for its transformation. And the lower leg is pretty much completely different as well, and the ankle joints and the feet are also different. So I guess that's about it. They're actually more different than they are similar, but they do share a few parts. Like I said, I think there's only like 1 or 2 runners from Master Grade Deathscythe that were also used on Master Grade Wing Gundam. But seeing as how this is a transforming suit, that's kind of to be expected. I expect that if Bandai makes Sandrock, Shenlong, and Heavy Arms, they will be a bit more similar to Deathscythe than Deathscythe is to Wing Gundam. So anyway, that's about all I wanted to go over for the inner frame. Now let's take a look at the, well, just the two weapons that Deathscythe comes with. Alright, now let's take a look at Deathscythe's weapons really quick. First off, we've got the Beam Scythe, which is doesn't have any moving parts, but it's actually made of several pieces. You've got the main shaft here, there's another piece down here, and like 2 more pieces up here, so I think it's 4 parts for the whole Beam Scythe. Anyway, we've got a line of grooves that go along the front. They're not on the back, just on the front here. And those accommodate, let's see if I can find the right hand, a peg that is in the gripping hand for Deathscythe, and you just switch the fingers out like so. Then you want to get the clear beam effect part, and it just slides into the scythe pretty easily. And the only disadvantage I see about these grooves right here is that you can only, well, you can theoretically you can only have Deathscythe holding the scythe like so. I suppose if you really wanted to, you could just kind of fit the scythe into his hand like this, but it's not going to stay very well because there's no peg. Although it's kind of making a liar out of me right now because it's staying put pretty fine. So anyway, that's the Beam Scythe. Let me just kind of get him secure right there. And if my camera will straighten up, we can move on to the Buster Shield. And it's got, it's actually pretty simple. It's just got a little gear hinge in here to where you open up one side and both sides open at the same time, similar to the Buster Shield on the original high-grade Deathscythe from 1995. You've got a very, very long clear green effect part that just fits into a tab down here, and you get the beam scissors effect. And we get holes on both forearms, so you can put the Buster Shield on either arm if you like. And that's pretty much all there is to Deathscythe's weapons. It's not much, but they are really cool, I think. Alright, so for my final thoughts on Master Grade Deathscythe, I think this is an excellent Master Grade. It looks very, very nice, despite even me repainting it into a custom color scheme. Just out of the box, I think it's a very nice looking kit. The sculpting is absolutely fantastic. The colors are nice out of the box. I just wanted to go with a different color scheme, so that's why I repainted mine. The decal scheme is very, very good. The only complaint I didn't have about the decal scheme is that some of the decals, like this XXXG01D on the forearm, on the shoulder, I mean, and on the shield here, they didn't give us instructions on where to put those in the instruction manual. So I guess they just kind of left it up to your own judgment on where to put those. I pretty much just copied where they put them in the manual, because there's only one picture in the manual of where they, Deathscythe with the decals, and I just copied the manual. Anyway, other than that, the decals are very nice. The accessories, while he does only have 2, are very nice, especially the Buster Shield, which I didn't think I was going to be a fan of at first, but it turns out to be quite nice, I think. I think they really did a good job of incorporating the little gear gimmick and the effect part in there. The Beam Scythe, while simple, is very, very effective, I think. The engineering of the kit is very nice. The inner frame is simple but effective. It's very sturdy. I've gotten kind of to the point where I'm not really a fan of really complex inner frames that have moving parts everywhere, because the more parts you cram into an inner frame, the more fragile it's going to be. And I like this inner frame because it's simple and sturdy, and it does the job. And it has a lot of nice detail on it as well. Let's see, what else? I feel like I'm forgetting something. That always happens. Anyway, if you are a fan of Gundam Wing, then I think that this kit is a must-have. It would look excellent paired up with either Wing Gundam or Wing Gundam Verka, either one. And I also think that this kit has lots of possibilities for customization as far as like custom color schemes go. It's like I just did one custom color scheme on mine. I mean, I could easily see this kit being done in red or an all black color scheme, or maybe even all white, something along those lines. I think would look really good on this kit, just because its design is so nice. Anyway, I guess that about does it for the review of Master Grade Gundam Deathscythe EW. I think that this would be an excellent addition to pretty much anyone's collection. So with that, I will see you guys next time.